All right, fans of music, welcome back. It is Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people. Just like you right there, and just like me here. Um, People are asking me, and I've gotten this question a lot recently. Do you think Steve Perry will rejoin Journey? And I've done videos already, but people continue to ask. So, Steve Perry, in interviews, has talked about, he's used the number 31 years a lot of times. And it's made me do like a triple take. I'm like, well, wait a minute. There was this thing called Trial by Fire. There was this thing called For the Love of Strange Medicine. 31 brings you back to 87, really the whole touring, being fried and so forth. It's almost as if Perry looked at his 90s output or existence with both his solo album and with Journey as, I don't know, very perfunctory, like, I'll do it, I've got to do it, which again, did the record label need Perry to record these albums? In other words, was he under contract with CBS and he had to fulfill that contract? In the industry, a couple of people have approached me and said, you're absolutely 100% right that Perry had to do these albums. His phone call to the keyboard player was motivated by the fact that he was under contract. It wasn't anything else. And the whole hip thing and all that stuff that came later, I don't know if it was a ruse or a convenient out for him. I have no idea. These are questions that people have not asked, and that's why, I'd like to see interview questions that were more creative, but I think there's a script that people are following, and they have to stick to it when they interview Steve Perry. But Steve Perry hasn't had interest in being in Journey since 1987, people. That's pretty much the truth. He keeps using, I don't know if it's a Freudian slip, but he keeps using the figure of 31 years ago. And now he's back, and I think he's back in a way that's complete. In other words, he's thinking clearly, he's excited about the music he's created, and he's really let go of the past. Now, working with Neil Schon, yeah, that door I think is still open. I don't think it's wide open right now because Perry is in the midst of making this comeback and talking about his solo music, which he's very excited about. So for the fans who say, hey, you should come back to Journey, first of all, Journey hasn't had Perry as their lead singer technically since 1987, if you look at it from the standpoint of producing new live music. Now, 91, there was this Bill Graham concert. Again, Trial by Fire happens, and everybody's like, oh, here we go. They're back. I don't think so. I think that was just, hey, we're going to record this album. We got to get it done. I did it. Now I'm out of here again. That's how it looks to me. Now, only Perry could clear this up, answering questions, and I don't think anyone's going to throw these questions at him. And I don't really blame the interviewers because I think it might get uncomfortable. He'll say, yeah, I was fried, toasty. He uses really good analogies and so forth. But as far as the contract issues, was Steve Perry under contract to produce 2 more albums? He did a solo album, and then he did Trial by Fire. He doesn't really talk too much about those things. He talks a lot about, when he was in the band, and he more or less looks at 1987 as when he said goodbye. And for fans who have followed his every move and who were there for the Love of Strange Medicine album and who were really happy about Trial by Fire, it's almost as if Steve is not erasing, to coin his new song, there's no erasing Steve, but it looks as though he doesn't even want to talk about that stuff. And I think those albums were done out of necessity. Now, it still shows you the level of talent. These guys were nominated for a Grammy in 1996 for When You Love a Woman, and the material on that album is very pristine. It was done very quickly, though. From what I remember, the recording sessions were done very quickly. The writing was done quickly. And I'm kind of blown away by that whole period because there are so many unanswered questions. But for the rest of us here who are just following Steve Perry now, just be thankful he is where he is right now, doing what he's doing. And no, he's not going to be joining Journey anytime soon. In fact, there's a lot of stuff that might go down with Journey, and again, as I've mentioned here, I will document that stuff when it's appropriate. For now, I just wanted to talk about Perry rejoining Journey. It's not going to happen, folks. All right, done. Be back soon. See ya.